Hello and welcome back to Exothermic Plays Games. I'm Exothermic and the date today is Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. I've been doing a countdown of my favorite video games of all time through each day of the year, and coming in at number 133 is Pokemon Puzzle League.
There's no time to explain everything. You must hurry.
Well, let's go!
Wait! Don't forget to come and see me in my office in Puzzle League Village!
Yeah!
Did you hear me, Ash?
Eager to prove themselves in this new type of Pokemon battle, Ash and Pikachu race to Pokemon Puzzle League Village.
There it is, Pikachu! Are you ready for another new challenge? Pikachu!
Pokemon Puzzle League is probably the Pokemon game with the least possible reason to be a Pokemon game. Absolutely nothing about it is Pokemon other than art and sound design, and even that's not that Pokemon. What it really is a sequel to Tetris Attack, which if you're used to the game the way I am, you might think those games are exclusively just slapping intellectual property onto a puzzle game, but the reality is that Tetris Attack itself is a reskin of a game that only released in Japan. The idea here is that there's different colored blocks and you're swapping them around horizontally to match them in groupings of 3 or more. Unlike some match 3 puzzle games, like Bejeweled, which I ranked as my 363rd favorite game, where you can only swap tiles if it results in a match, you can just keep moving them in this game. And they're not replaced by new titles when you clear them either, creating lots of gaps and setting up for loads of combo potential. Combos are critical in this game because in the traditional game modes, you're playing against an opponent. Matching 4 or more blocks or creating cascading combos of matches results in sending giant bricks to go on top of your opponent's screen. If the top of their stacks of blocks goes above the top of the screen, they lose. So how do you clear the blocks? Well, that's actually pretty easy. You just need to create a match using any blocks that are touching the brick. But that doesn't actually clear the brick. It just transforms it into more blocks for you to use. The result is a very fast-paced puzzle game with a natural ebb and flow to it. One player combos off, sending blocks to the other player, which can sometimes give them more fuel to combo off themselves, and you can keep volleying back and forth this way, almost like a game of tennis. Good, close matches end up being more like a battle of attrition and stamina, as, again, you do have to think very quickly. I mentioned that the game is very close to Tetris Attack, which was a Super Nintendo game. So what does the Nintendo 64 bring to the table here other than crisper resolutions and animated cutscenes? There's a handful more game modes. While Tetris Attack offered a traditional 1v1, both as multiplayer or against the computer, and also had a solo endless mode, Pokemon Puzzle League adds some more to the mix. There's a strategy puzzle mode where you are faced with a specific set of blocks and have to clear them all in a specific number of moves, each time with only one possible solution. These are some early ones, just so you can see what I'm talking about, but trust me that they do get pretty involved as you get further along. Importantly, however, there's a 3D mode. Now you're spinning around on a cylindrical surface, dealing with an increasing pace of new blocks coming at you from below, having to keep an eye on everything, and performing triage to keep the tallest stacks from getting to the top. It's important to note here that when you do any combos, it's also temporarily pausing the progression of new blocks. This is true in the 1v1 as well, but I think it's more impactful here. If you want to really focus on playing fast, there's a time trial mode where you can just have 2 minutes and you need to score as highly as possible within that time. Lastly, there's a line clear mode where Team Rocket is sending more lines at you and you just need to make sure to clear past a certain point without losing. While there's still no actual Pokemon mechanical identity to this game, like at all, you do pick Pokemon for each fight, but that is purely art. The type matchups do nothing. But that art can be pretty fun, and I especially like to see all of the funny outfits that Team Rocket gets to wear. Join me tomorrow as I talk about my 132nd favorite game, where I play a different Nintendo 64 Pokemon game, this time with actual Pokemon involvement.